Okay, we should be starting here pretty soon. Yep, here we go. So the first thing we're going to see both of them do is a trick called space jump first. This is where they dash to the legs just to the right of the ship so that they can get this item in alcove, which normally has the space jump boots. This is not going to be in logic. MightyCaesar doing a nice job getting a first try. Nanocite getting a first try as well, very nicely done. And we have nothing but an energy tank in here. Which, while it's always nice to have that extra 100 energy, means that they're most definitely going to have to go over to a Prince. Oh, that's bombs right there in landing site. But they are going to have to head over to Hive Mecha in order to be able to get their first item, which is more than likely going to be missiles. If it's not missiles, it's going to be space jump boots. I'm very interested to see how each runner decides to play this out. Almost synchronized elevators, nicely done. Good start. Caesar's load looked a little, just ever so slightly faster. Caesar is playing on Nintendo, I'm not quite sure what Nanocite's playing on. There's a missile up on the grapple ledge. And that was a visor in the half pipe. That could be interesting. Both of them just making their way over to Hive Mecha now. We're probably going to see each of them do nice slope jump by Caesar. Save just a little bit of time. Now it's like getting into... Was that was grapple beam there in rear and nursery, wasn't it? Oh boy. Now, I'm pretty sure both of them are going to be thinking root cave. There's grapple beam and a visor, which is probably, I'm thinking X-ray at this point. Wow. And we have Morph Ball at Hive Mecha. So, this... Oh, that's so bad. So they did a dash to skip a cutscene trigger, which involved a very long, drawn-out fight. It's just not fun to do. But Morph Ball there means now they have to go all the way back over to landing site to get their bombs. There's nothing else they can really collect at this point. Once they do get bombs, though, quite a bit opens up. But given that we have grapple beam there, I am willing to bet that the visor that we see in the alcove, right in the alcove, that has a scan point, so that is indeed X-ray visor. Okay, that's what I thought. So we're probably going to have to see a root cave check at some point, probably when they get the space jump boots, which is hopefully going to be nearby. I wouldn't know. I don't remember the last couple seeds all that well. Caesar getting a nice little dash off of one of the beetles there. Heading over to get his bombs now, and unfortunately with how this is laid out, He's gonna definitely immediately double back over to Chozo because there's nothing else he can do at that point. Probably be a good idea to save too. Yeah. Get a nice health refill. Nanocite though opting to skip the save. Well, he's full on health, so I don't gives him a couple seconds of a lead. See how long that. See if he'll hold on to that. And see if I can get his audio up for you guys a little bit here, because that does seem a little quiet. Nanocite. Oh, okay. So what I expect Nanocite to do is go and probably get the grapple beam and then head over to oh, it's another ruined realm. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. So he's going to be getting the grapple beam here. MightyCaesar trying to do a... Oh, he's going to be bomb jumping onto this little ledge here. Going to try and save some time over Nanocite. Not quite able to stay on there, though. Nanocite getting his grapple beam. Caesar finally getting up there, getting his grapple beam. And now, most definitely, this is going to be missiles here. Yep. And since he's right here, check this. Another missile expansion. Okay. Now, we'll be curious. It seems like he's going to double back over to Hive Mecha. Check the room behind him. I don't blame him. I would do the same. Because even though they have missiles now, there's no guarantee that Ruined Shrine has something. And they can also do the vault check on the way through here. And it's another missile expansion. Caesar doing a nice job getting that dash a second time. Going to be rewarded with his 5 missiles. Nanocite, we'll see. Making the vault play. Not much else he can do from here, really. Caesar heading the same direction. And it'll be interesting to see if there's something useful in vault this time. I don't think there has been the last few seeds. Well, okay. That is definitely something that he's going to want to pick up. First artifact in vault. That's interesting. Perhaps not too interesting, but it's something. And Nanocite gonna get another 100 energy. Doing some nice bunny hopping. And deciding to go ahead and check Ruined Shrine. Not a bad play. Usually there's something good over here, and there's 2 checks he can do now that he has bombs. Let's see, that's a missile expansion where Morph Ball is normally. Oh, almost triggering the fight. I'm surprised he didn't hit that trigger. Nice job getting the dash to skip that cutscene. And another missile expansion. Caesar opting to collect the missile. Oh, they're both collecting it, just in different orders. We'll see which one of these is the faster way. Oh, Caesar triggering the fight. Nanocite getting the skip, though. And Caesar opting to... He can't collect this unless he knows the bomb jump, but he's opting to try and check what's there at the top. I didn't see a glow, so there could be something important up there. I couldn't quite make it out, but he probably could have. And if that's important, then we know he's going to go ahead and try and get that. Nanocite. Interesting way he's deciding to go. He's probably going to head over to Transport Tunnel B and Artifact Temple. Caesar, on the other hand, is going to be heading in the way of Zoid and Charge Beam. Nice job getting that dash. So, 11 minutes in, we already have our first route divergence. We'll see how this plays out for both of them. This will be interesting. Depends on where progression... Is that... Oh my god, that's Space Jump Boots in Ruined Fountain. Flagra is required, logically. Oh, wow. Oh. That's disgusting. Oh, I hate it. I hate it so much. Well... give me one moment, everyone. Alright, I'm sorry about that, guys. Haven't missed anything, though. Missile and Water Hall access. Nanocite heading over to Artifact Temple. What happened? Morphon Hive Mecha bombs on landing site. And it looks like it's just a missile at Artifact Temple. It's indeed what it is, and we're going to be getting an artifact hint soon. Hydra access tunnels. Gravity is required. Research Lab Aether. Security Cave. Chapel of the Elders. Oh, geez. These are spread out. Was that all of them? Was that 4 or 5? He only checked 4 of them. Oh, that might come back to bite Nano and later on. I thought there was only 4 too. Oh boy. First artifact was in Vault. I missed what was in... Dynamo. But it doesn't look like it was anything important. Yeah, so... With only 4... Yeah, missiles were locked by bombs. But... Oh, I think Nanocite actually forgot to get one of his hints. Transport Tunnel B, holding only a missile. Dynamo was missiles, thank you. So this venture, not working out too well for Nanocite. He has knowledge of art for the remaining artifacts, but I'm very certain he missed one of those checks. Caesar trying the no space jump dash, doesn't get it. That would be disgusting, Lane. It was in the morph ball tunnel, not behind the rock. Caesar checking on top of Gathering Hall. I think that was just a missile expansion. Maybe not. He's going for it. No, I guess not. Either way, I think it's safe to say that Caesar has the lead here. Just based on knowledge and what was over there at Artifact Temple. Nanocite does have the artifact knowledge up on him, but anyway, he's fighting Zoid now, which is a terrible boss. Pure RNG. There's nothing you can do to make this fight go any faster. It's just if it decides it hates you or not. We call this boss Zoid because that's the nickname of the programmer. Oh, hi, Various Suit. Okay. Now we have this lovely puke green suit on Caesar's stream. Nice. So Zoid can just decide to waste, I think it's between 15 and a minute? 15 seconds to a minute? And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Wow! I have never seen a War Wasp get in the way of a charge shot before. That wasp was buddy with Incinerator Drone. It did not want Incinerator Drone dying today. This is not looking like a good fight so far either. Yeah, that didn't look particularly good. And just a missile on Zoid himself. We usually don't see anything useful on there. So what I expect Caesar to do now is to quickly check Furnace, and then he has the option of either dipping straight into Magmor, or deciding to fight Flagra and open up Ruin Shrine for later. Based on the knowledge that we have, it's not too much of a stretch to say that Spider Ball could be on Flagra. And if that is the case, then would probably just stay in Chozo and pick up Space Jump Boots after that, then head over to Magmor. But it's also not incorrect to immediately go to Magmor and do those checks and check Vendrana. There's a much higher item density that way. There's more checks, higher chances of getting whatever you would want. So both plays would be very understandable. We'll see which one Caesar decides to go for. Oh, Caesar's deciding to do the... Okay, so that spider track, for whatever reason, has very, very weird collision. And if you hold forward into it, like, while looking like to the left slightly, it'll just start clipping you up. It's only one of 2 spider tracks to do that in the game. The other one is in Ice Ruins East. But that one's not particularly useful to do because you need to be morphed at the top of there anyway. Caesar, though, he didn't get in the hole and decides to bail on it. Nanocite, meanwhile, is fighting the bad boss. The terrible boss. The worst boss. Incinerator Drone, aka Zoid. Caesar deciding to take a save. This probably means that he's going to be fighting Flagra, which you know it's required in logic, so there's probably something important there anyway. I don't disagree with this at all. I would probably make the same decision. Trying a little time-saving dash. Deciding to scan the runic symbols. I don't disagree with that at all. Especially if you don't find like super missiles on your way back, or you don't feel confident in your NSJ early wild. Oh, missing the dash across. Nanocite, meantime, finishes up his Zoid fight. Gets his 5 missiles. We'll see if he decides to check upper furnace as well. It's not in logic, but having that knowledge can always be nice. It's impossible to roll into a tunnel. Yeah, very true. Very true. The camera acts very weird when you don't have the gate open. I've even seen it go out of bounds quite a few times lately. It's very, very awkward. Almost simultaneous bombs. So it'll be interesting to see if Caesar decides to go for the dashes. He does have Various Suit and 2 energy tanks, so I wouldn't be surprised if he decides to go for them, but at the same time, if you're not confident doing those scan dashes without space jump, and you don't know the strat for them, it can be a little bit awkward. See what he decides to do. Trying to manipulate Flagra there. It looks like he's going for the dash. Yeah, he's going for the dashes. Deciding to get Flagra's attention over to that satellite. He needs to be on the other side though. That first one, the flower covers that side, so he has to do the dash from the right side. Wow. He gets it though. Second and third one, he can just do it from the left side, though. And he also has the POW music for Flagra. He also has the POW music for Flagra going. So, oh, nice manipulation strat there. So, it's not a very well-known fact, but you can manipulate Flagra's AI coming out of these cutscenes when you do these dashes. If you dash to either side, Flagra will turn like 90 degrees in the direction you dashed in and try to slam its scythe down on you. He's doing it again there to demonstrate. Flogger not being too nice, though. Really not being nice. Gets the last dash, though, so we're going to get to see what Flogger holds. Press 1 if you think it's Spider Ball, press 2 if you think it's a missile. Couldn't quite see it. And we have a missile. You guys probably caught that before I when I couldn't. So you'll be curious now to see if Caesar decides to go for the IVJ. I don't expect him to. It's a little tougher without space jump. Nanocite deciding to bomb jump over the gate. Almost there. Got it. Okay. Caesar opts not to do the bomb jump. I don't blame him. It's not in logic. Caesar's now heading down to Magmore, as Nanocite is about to enter the Flagra fight. So while Flagra didn't yield any progression, it's still important to note that if neither of these players... Well, actually they can't do the dash, so... Yeah, they can't do the climb up without space jump boots. So they absolutely had to do that in order to change the layer on Ruined Shrine to have the fountain work. And Lava Lake holding a missile. That's not a missile, that's an energy tank. Very weird looking missile. Caesar might have forgotten he has grapple beam right now. Or... Either way, he picks up the energy tank. 3 energy tanks is usually where I'm comfortable at. I'm not sure where these runners' comfort levels are with... Oh, picked up by the Triclops. I'm not sure where the comfort level for these runners is, health-wise. I do know MightyCaesar does a bit of energy percent, so he might be comfortable here. That's a... Is that gravity suit in there? That looked a little purple to me. Do we have gravity suit in Triclops pit? And, well, there's our spider ball. If I'm Caesar, do I immediately backtrack to get space jump boots? I think so. I think we immediately backtrack to get space jump boots. Space jump boots just open up so many more checks in not only Chozo, but in Magmore and Phendrana. Doesn't look like he's doing that though. He could be going to... Yeah, he could be going to get the checks along the way to the other elevator. Yeah, Nanocite's the only one that's done his artifact location checks, and he missed one, so we don't have all 6 locations. Nice job getting the dash across. Checking Transport Tunnel A, Nanocite just finished up his Flogger fight, going to be rewarded with 5 missiles. And Caesar is about to... Oh! Laying that bomb a little... Well, maybe he didn't lay it early. Maybe he got bumped by the collision. If you're like too close, if you're like hugging the wall here on the left of this one, it can kind of kill your height. And he's deciding to do a warrior shrine check. This is doubly not in logic because he doesn't have space. Because he doesn't have space jump boots, nor does he have the boost ball. But with some clever bomb jumping and a dash on top of this terminal, it's pretty trivial to get over here. Very nicely done. And a missile and warrior shrine. So at this point, I fully expect him to double back, go probably through Talon, get his artifact checks there, which means we'll probably find out where that last unknown artifact is. And short tunnel holding a missile. And then head back. He can also... Oh. That's actually important to think of. Caesar can also get X-ray visor now that he has access to his space jump boots, which means we'll probably see a root cave check here pretty soon too. Taking a nice little lava dip there. I'm now very, very curious to see how this plays out. Nanocite, seeing that suit. That is indeed gravity suit. We have 100% confirmation. Trying a dash to get over there, doesn't quite make it. So it's good that they found the gravity suit early because we know Hydro Axe Tunnel is a required artifact. Caesar, it'll actually be interesting to... I don't think Nanocite just picking up his spider ball. It'll be interesting. I wonder if Caesar is going to opt to check Crash Site too. I don't believe Nanocite checked that. That is indeed what he's doing. Okay, so we'll get to find out what this item over here is. It's not in the logic, but he does have grapple beam, so he can get it if he deems it important enough. I almost kind of want to see wave beam here, but I think that would be a little too mean. Saying to opt to dash first, and it's just a missile. Oh well. He now has that knowledge though, and he's going to be picking up his artifact knowledge here pretty soon as well. And another 5 missiles. Nanocite, meanwhile, is doing what I was talking about earlier. As soon as he got his spider ball, he's heading all the way back to get his space jump boots. Space cheat boots, as some in the community would like to call them. Only because of the existence of 21% and max percent NSJ. It's just a meme in our community. We don't take it seriously. So, get the pen and paper out again, guys, or fingers on the keyboards. We are very likely going to see where this last artifact is. Unless Caesar decides not to check him immediately, in which case we'll be left in the dark still. But I suspect that he'll scan them. I suspect that he's gonna read them. Yep, we're getting a check. Okay. Elite Research is the last one. Oh. Ugh. That's a very bad location, especially for Nanocite, because he forgot that last scan. And I don't... Oh. That's a very bad location if you don't exactly know where all the artifacts are. So... I'm holding out hope that Nanocite realizes that he hasn't scanned all of his artifacts. But at the same time, I've done the exact same mistake Nanocite has, and I don't see him realizing until after he's in go mode and decides to double check his artifact hints. So, in the meantime, Nanocite is about to get his space jump boots. This tentatively puts him in the lead, but I believe... Opting not to double back for X-ray visor. Where is he going, actually? Oh, he's gonna check furnace again. I see. Furnace and dynamo. I forgot. Yeah. Alright, so there's another item in dynamo that's locked behind a spider check. Now that they have spider ball, they can go ahead and collect that item. Caesar's having a little bit of trouble getting the dash. And the top of Dynamo has a missile expansion. About what we would expect at this point. Getting the feeling that Top of Furnace probably has the same thing, just a missile expansion. Caesar, in the meantime, is doubling back for the X-ray visor. I don't blame him. And... No, not checking main plaza tree? I guess not. Okay. Yeah, Caesar instead looks like he's doubling back over to Magmore now. While Nanocite checks Furnace. We'll see if this plays out for Nanocite. Up there. Showing that you don't really need boost for that, even though logically you would. And that looked like a missile. So Furnace doesn't pan out, and lead has been given back to Caesar, who is doing a root cave check, which, you know, you're here, you have grapple and X-ray, and space jump boots, there's no reason not to. It's completely within logic. Now, whether this holds something important or not, that remains to be seen. We're about to find out in a few moments here. That is Boost Ball. Boost Ball on top of Root Cave. I'm not sure how to feel about that. Well, at the very least, Caesar has now entered fast mode. Because the Boost Ball can give you obscene amounts of speed. It's just very, very nice to have, especially early game like this. Oh no, is Nanocite I think Nanocite's forgotten about the X-ray visor too! No. Okay, X-ray isn't totally confirmed to be required yet, because of our artifact locations, and honestly there's only 2 items in the game that would require you to have X-ray visor to get them. But at the same time, it's a visor, and you really want visors for the Essence fight. It just makes it so much faster. Caesar looks like he's going to be heading over to get his gravity suit now. Bring his damage reduction up to 20% and get him ready for Hydra Access Tunnel whenever he finds the Ice Beam. Nicely done dash across Triclops pit. Nano, meanwhile, is doing a landing site check. He'll only be rewarded with 5 missiles. And Caesar's energy is getting a little bit low there. Expecting he'll probably take this safe, doing the slope jump up here on this collision, jumping on some more collision, getting into Transport Tunnel A, and now we're going to be seeing a Fendrana play. Honestly, not much. Well, you could go to Workstation, but you can't get anything there. Yeah, so this is actually the only play he can make right now. On another side note, we have been saved from the puke green suit, and now we have this nice purple suit to look at. So, the terror of Barrier Fusion suit is over. And see where he goes first. Checking the deep freeze item first. It is just an energy tank. I believe that's actually... Is it? No, it's a missile that's there in vanilla. So that... Okay. Gonna be taking a look at Ice Ruins East, Nanocite, backing Chozo Ruins. Oh, this is a check that Caesar did forget about. Caesar had looked at the top of Ruined Shrine before, but we couldn't really get a look at it, and it's just missiles. Okay. So Caesar probably saw that, and that's why he didn't go for it. And we have our power bombs now in Ice Ruins East. This now puts Magma Pool into play. Ideally, you would... Wow, he's getting bullied by these Ice Burrowers. Brought him down to 58 health. I can't quite see what's at the top of the Lighthouse. Heading over to Canyon now. Caesar already knows that Chapel of the Elders is a artifact, so that's why he's not heading over there. He won't be able to get it until he gets the wave beam, which should be in or it could be here in Canyon. It's ideal if it's here in Canyon, or it could be below Warrior Shrine, or in Magma Pool. I believe those are the 3 possible locations for it left. That looks like missile expansion. Probably is, so Caesar's gonna back out of here. He's being left with 44 health and gets a missile drop, so things are starting to look a little scary for him. Nanocite in the meantime, about to get his loose ball. Caesar not taking the chance on the Sheegoth jump, deciding to do the slope jump over here to check the item. Oh! Wow. And the Chrysolite didn't even have the decency to give him energy. These Ice Street Bats, on the other hand, they do. And what do we have? That's a missile expansion. Okay. Nanocite has his boost in the meantime. I think that's an energy tank at the top of the tower now. It looked like an energy tank. And I am not sure why Caesar is heading this way. He knows it's an artifact, so unless he might just be momentarily forgetting. There's one item in Chozo Ice Temple, but that requires Plasma Beam to get, and we know that Chapel of the Elders, which is the next room right beside here, is one of our 6 artifacts. So yeah, he may just be momentarily forgetting. Nanocite doing a nice job getting that climb. And I guess he hadn't checked Warrior Shrine yet. Oh, missing the dash. Having a little bit of trouble with this climb now. It's a very weird climb. For whatever reason, you can't get enough height on the trying to get up to there from the right side. You have to like get onto it from the left side. I think it has to do with how it's sloped. So yeah, Caesar saw the artifact in there. Probably feels a little silly. And is heading back out. To now begin the hunt for a beam. Which is important to note, we're almost 50 minutes in to this randomizer seed, and we still do not have a weapon beam. We have the grapple beam, but we don't have a weapon beam. Oh, yeah, thank you for pointing that out, Elias. We have a high five happening right now. We actually have the very rare elevator high five. What good sports. So I expect Caesar, yeah, he's going to check underneath Warrior Shrine. If this ends up being something very important like Wave Beam, he can just, he's right here next to Fendrana. He can head right back and start doing labs instead. But it's not, it's our Plasma Beam. Now this gives a... Now I'm thinking Chozo Ice Temple has another beam. Nanocite is about to get his power bomb. It's right here in Ice Ruins East, on the spider track. Give a brief shout out to our tracker AWP, doing a very good job giving you guys all this on-screen info. Caesar actually not heading back to Phendrana, he's heading back to Talon and Chozo. I don't disagree with it. There's a couple more checks we can do, and Chozo Ice Temple is a little bit of a risk, knowing that Chapel of the Elders is an artifact. So statistically speaking, you have a better chance of finding Wave Beam over in like Magma Pool or... what was the other one? Gravity Suit was in Triclops Pit. Oh, this is another check I hadn't thought about. Plasma Beam now opens up Arbor Chamber. That would be disgusting if it's got something like Wave Beam in Arbor Chamber. It is completely possible. Oh my god. That is so bad. Oh my god. That is terrible. Why would you do this, Seed? Why in the world would you do this? So... Wave Beam in Arbor Chamber. Oh boy. Plasma Beam is below Warrior Shrine with the power bomb. This seed is just having them go back and forth so much, it's horrendous. Caesar looks like he's gonna about to do a Tower of Light check. Finally checking this tree. Not sure why he didn't do that earlier, but he's getting the information now, and it's just a missile, so he didn't really miss out on much. Gee, Elias, I wonder why you're so against Vanilla Phazon. I mean, it won you your race last night. Oh yeah, Caesar does have a huge lead on him. Ginger, that's not possible. Both the entrances to both sides of the frigate are locked by Ice Beam. Caesar's opting to do the dashes, getting that first one very well. A very good job of getting these dashes. Very nicely done. And he's rewarded with another 100 energy. Which at this point he has, I believe it's like 80 max missiles, so I would definitely take seeing more energy. Well, I was about to say I would definitely take more energy tanks over missiles, and then we see another missile. I'll shut up now. No, I won't. You guys are stuck with me to the end of the seed. So now, we'll probably see Caesar go ahead and check Magma Pool. Nanocite, meanwhile, just picked up his plasma beam and is picking up his gravity suit now. We're going to see what's in Magma Pool here, and then we can also check Training Chamber and Training Chamber access. That was a beam combo in there, wasn't it? Caesar's probably going to want to find another power bomb to double back and get that. That could be super missiles. Finding an energy tank in Training Chamber access. And missile expansion in Training Chamber. I swear, it's very, very rare that Training Chamber actually has something useful. I don't believe that these boxes in here can actually give you power bombs. I believe that it's only missile drops and red energy. Where Caesar can get power bomb drops, though, is the scarabs in the little tunnel right there in front of him. The scarabs, for whatever reason, have a very, very high chance of dropping a power bomb, but he's opting here first. But he did get a power bomb, so works out. It's shorter, not quite as guaranteed, but hey, whatever works. And now we'll get to see which beam combo this is. You guys want flamethrower, Caesar wants super missiles. But it's ice beam? Okay, so never mind, I'm blind. It was the beam. So now we have all four of our beams. Only thing we're missing for go mode now is yeah, the only thing we're missing for actual go mode now is Phazon Suit, which can be anywhere except for 2 locations, but one of them we've already checked. Yeah, never trust other people, Azure. Nanocite pausing for a bit as he picks up his wave beam, wondering why this seed hates both of them. Caesar, meanwhile, is doing the upper dynamo check that Nanocite's already done. And then he's probably going to be doing a late Chozo check. Caesar about to be rewarded with 5 miss. Wow. Rejected. Twice. Caesar must have stepped on a firefly last night or something. Because that guy did not like him at all. Show her who's truly boss. Power bombing it. Overkill, but probably feels very satisfying. Caesar heading over to upper furnace. He did try checking it earlier, but he fell down because he didn't have Spider Ball. And I expect he's probably going to check Crossway first. It's not in log. Whatever item Crossway is not in logic, but it's very easy to get it without super missiles. Normally you need boost ball, super missiles, and spider ball to get it. So we know for a fact that this isn't going to be super missiles. But if it's something useful like Phazon Suit, he'll go ahead and grab it. But it's not, it's a missile expansion. Quick R jump over there, and interesting that he's going this way. I suppose it is a little bit faster. Nanocite in the meantime, doing his Tower of Light check. He's only going to be rewarded with an energy tank and missiles. Ooh, didn't get that last dash though. And thanks to having X-Ray Visor, this fight is going to be very trivial. Takes 4 fully charged Power Beam shots to kill these ghosts. They have 200 health. Fully charged Power Beam does 50 damage. Very nicely done. And he can do both the checks here and the anti-chamber check. Still giving us that blinding white of the X-ray visor. Nanocite, in the meanwhile, looks to be... Oh, is he still... Oh, I hope he sees it. Yeah, he sees the X-ray visor there. Probably feels a little bit silly now that he didn't pick that up earlier. But he has it now. That's what matters. Gonna be checking the missile inside the main plaza tree. And going to be heading over to Magma Pool, Training Chamber, all of that. And Nanocite very likely going to be getting his Ice Beam right now. That's a very rude place to put the Ice Beam. Caesar screen, hunt for Phazon Suit continues. Hall of the Elders, just a missile. Going to see an Elder Chamber check here pretty soon. Once this cutscene finishes up. Ooh, missing the slope jump. Ooh. This slope jump can be tricky. You kind of want to... Yeah, there you go. All the momentum you get is off of that statue's nose. Which are words I never thought I would say in my life, but here we are. And Elder Chamber turns out to be another missile expansion. And Caesar's hit the magic 100 max missiles. His prize in anti-chamber, most likely going to be another missile, but it could be something. There isn't much left, but we still need that flamethrower to validate this run. Its whereabouts are still unknown. Wow. Someone put gum on the toad instead. Wow. I've never seen anyone get stuck like that before. Wow. It's very weird. I've never seen the toad act like that. And for his troubles, he gets a missile. Alright. Very likely going to see breaching chamber check, then Life Grove tunnel, worst room in the game, delete Life Grove tunnel. And we have a missile in Great Tree Chamber. Flood Life Grove tunnel. Oh. Yeah, that jump can be tricky to get. Gets up there though. Very nicely done. He does have a power bomb for this. And worst room in the game, but gets up there very nicely. We found Thermal Visor in, wow, in Life Grove Tunnel. Of all places. Well, Essence is going to be a joke now. And missile on Life Grove. We have one more check to do here, though. Just need to get a power bomb from this guy. And activate a spinner over here, and we'll see what this is. Chocolate. That's a very weird place for the Morph Ball to be. I've never seen... Wow. And we have another... We get reward with another Power Ball expansion. I've never seen the spinner take the Morph Ball like that. Like, I'm not sure if you guys could see, but it was like off to the left side a little bit. It wasn't like dead center inside. Game's showing a lot of weird things today. Very nicely done our jump across. I expect to see a bar skip. Caesar does run any percent, so very, very likely that we'll see him do that. Oh, we're getting it. Bar skip, here we go. First try, very nicely done. See guys, bar skip is easy, you just do it. Gonna get his... Gonna get his artifact while he's here, get bullied by the gel zaps in the process. It used to be. Yes, the seedlings do infinitely respawn in Life Grove for power bombs. Only if you don't have any, though. And we're seeing a reverse frigate check. Very interesting. Frigate is technically in logic, though not through this way. But all the items that you get from here with the items that we have now, completely obtainable. We have gravity suit, thermal, wave beam, and ice beam. Well, okay, no, I sort of lied. We can't get the item here in Biohazard without super missiles. What is that? Wait, I couldn't really see what that was. Could anyone else? Could anyone else see it? Main power bombs? Oh, jeez. Wow. Main power bombs in Biohazard. That's gross. I didn't see the glow, admittedly. And vanilla energy tank in. Okay, so frigate not really useful outside the artifact. Would be nice to have the would be nice to have the main power bombs, but we don't have super missiles to get them. Caesar doing this climb up here. And very important to note, coming up here is a randomizer chain. You normally cannot do reverse frigate and exit through the front without going out of bounds. But in randomizer, we've changed it so that this door coming up right here is powered from both sides. Normally you have, or not this door, this one. Oh, I think Nanocite's about to find out that he doesn't have all of his checks. I hope he does. It would be very, very unfortunate if the reason he would lose this race is because he doesn't have that last check, and it's in Elite Research. Caesar getting bullied by these pirates over here. Nanocite, we found the first artifact before we got our hints, but yeah, Nanocite only checked 4 of the 5 hints. Caesar having some trouble with this slope jump, almost getting there. It can be very tricky. I find it easier to do this by letting go of L on the midway through the second jump. Gives you a little bit of that extra speed that you need. Having a lot of trouble getting this. He's hitting the, I think he's hitting the collision on the right. So he may want to look more towards the slope. Almost getting it. Nanocite just picking up his thermal visor. About to get the missile expansion and another power bomb expansion. It is. So for those that don't know, very nicely done by Caesar there, finally getting up there. So for those that don't know, the logic that we use here in Randomizer is a glitchless logic. It does not expect you to know any of the tricks of the game. It only expects you to know where items are. It also expects you to have the thermal visor for thermal conduits, X-ray visor for invisible platforms, etc. Caesar deciding to take a ship save. Not a bad idea. Refill your ammo, health, save in case of a crash or a death. Though with 7 energy tanks, death is looking very unlikely, especially with 20% damage reduction. Caesar heading to Magmore. 2 places he could go from here. He could head to Workstation, or he could head back to the front of Andrana. We're seeing a bar skip from Nanocite's side. How often do you see double bar skip? Oh no, and he's bailing. F for the double bar skip. Oh. Caesar going for the R jump. Very nicely done. I don't think we've seen that this tournament. We might have on like one of Bash's or Link's seeds, but that was very nicely done. R jump across twin fire tunnels. Here we have Geo doing the yep. Geothermal core check. Last time someone didn't check plasma processing and had a power bomb that they needed. So it's considered a time stink, but if like you on the off chance that you skip it, it could hold something important because well, the Phazon suit could be here, and that's all Caesar's missing to enter go mode. We'll see if he decides to go for the slope jump up to plasma processing. No, he's just going straight for this strat. It's definitely easier, more consistent. Gets up there second try, nicely done. It can be a little awkward for some people, but once you really figure it out, it's not too bad. Unfortunately, excuse me. Unfortunately, just a missile expansion. In the meantime, Nanocite is doing pretty good from the front. Workstation holding a missile. Caesar opting to do a Farfindronic check first before going to mines. Can't say that's a bad play, honestly. There's a lot of checks in Farfindrona. You still have Quarantine Monitor. You still have all of Pirate Labs. I think, yeah, I definitely support this decision. There's a lot of checks. Phazon suit could be anywhere. Deciding to opt for the Quarantine Monitor check first. We'll see what this is. Now it's like getting another 100 energy. Caesar getting rewarded with another 5 missiles, up to 120. Now, heading over to True Farfindrona. And we have our Phazon suit. Caesar is now officially in go mode. Ooh. Wait, hold on. Is it Research Lab Hydra or Research Lab Aether that's our last artifact? Oh, actually, I think it was Aether. Yeah, okay, Aether, yeah, alright. So we are in go mode. So I'm not sure what else Caesar could be looking for then. I'm not sure if he realizes he's in go mode. There's something down at the bottom of Frost Cave. Ah, yeah, there's the glow. Is that it? It's either super missiles or flamethrower. Let's see if we're valid. We're still not valid. That's super missiles. Okay, so if we weren't in go mode before, we definitely are now. Very curious what Caesar could still be looking for. I think he might have just realized. He's double-checking his hints. Yeah, it's Aether. Security cave. Oh, that's right! Security cave, it's right here. Okay. I understand what he's saying here, then. You know, the timing of that item, of that menu pull, kind of just made me look like a fool, didn't it? Oof, not getting that slope jump up there. Nanocite getting his second artifact now. Caesar still having a few troubles with this jump. Getting up there eventually, though. Very nicely done. Showing off that you can shoot the door through the Bendesium here. And that's Ice Spreader. So he's still not valid. About to pick up his third artifact now. Nanocite making the dip into mines. Or not? Oh, he hasn't... Has he not checked that... Okay. I know people don't tend to like mines, but even without the curse of knowledge of an artifact in a loop, I disagree with not making a dip into mines. There's a lot of items down there. You have every item you need aside from... No, actually, you have every item you need... Well, no. Every item you need except for Phazon Suit to check mines. And... I don't know, it's just such a high-density item check that it doesn't make sense not going for it. Caesar double-checking where the artifacts are that he needs. Spending a long time on Research Lab Aether. He might not... Either he's writing this down or he doesn't exactly remember where Research Lab Aether is. It looks like he is remembering, though. So, yeah, because he's heading to Pirate Labs here. Where is Nanocite going? Oh no. Heading towards Overgrown Cavern. Oh boy. Caesar, meanwhile, climbing Research Core. Wow, splash damage destroy the boxes. And luckily for Caesar, the artifact is on the bottom instead of the much trickier top location. I didn't hear Edward take out the... Edward's not doing his job. So that's why we named that... So that's why that pirate has a name. Sometimes He just won't break that glass like he's supposed to. When's the last time we saw Edward slack off on his job? There you go. Thank you, Edward. You're not getting that raise, though. And Caesar taking a look at a Metroid here. First Metroid we've seen in this seed. Yeah, it doesn't quite work, Caesar. So, if you kill that Metroid, a lock is put on that door that doesn't go away until you pirate. Or until you leave the room. Well, you have to reload the room. Which, it doesn't really look like that's what Caesar did. It does, Asder, but Caesar shot it before entering that cutscene. So that's why the field wasn't around the door. Caesar deciding just to head out to the back of mine. I don't blame him. He's in go mode for one thing, so there's not really much else he would be wanting to look for. And two, he knows that there's an artifact in Elite Research, and Elite Research is much closer to this side than it is the... Well, no, I suppose maybe that's actually more along the same... Yeah, I suppose it is actually closer to the same distance away, same time. Nanocite, meanwhile, has come to the front of Phendrana. Probably gonna check Chozo Ice Temple and get his artifact from Chapel of the Elders. Doing a scan dash across, nicely done. Caesar, I think, was trying to decide if he wanted to go to Phendrana first or Mines. Grabbing a power bomb from that gamer. That gamer, at that far back there, is guaranteed to drop a power bomb. The other two are guaranteed to drop air. Nanocite, double checking his artifacts. Please, please, please count them. We still don't know if he knows that he's missing a hint or not. So, take your bets, guys. Press 1 if you want the artifact to be at the top of Elite Research. Press 2 if you want it to be on the bottom and for Caesar to have to pick up another power bomb drop. Which he's not getting yet. And then press 3 if you want him to keep searching for flamethrower. Two. Wow, you guys are mean. energy tank in Elite Access. Still hasn't gotten another power bomb. Nanocite, meanwhile, fighting, in quotation marks, the Sheegoth, and doing a very nice job of collecting that artifact during the cutscene. Nanocite dig check Ice Chapel. Or Chozo Ice Temple. I'm combining two. And wow! Calvin, you were supposed to die from that, you know. There you go. Never get good actors these days. Like, they don't follow the script, do they? And the artifact is on the bottom. Go figure. I swear, I've never seen the artifact. I swear, whenever there's an elite research artifact, it's never on the top. It's always the bottom. Luckily for Caesar, though, he does get a power bomb from one of the pirates. And does a good job of getting that manipulation. So, for this manipulation specifically, you kind of want to walk more to... the side before you start shooting him, because shooting him will start to activate his AI if you're like in front of him. Which apparently, if you don't have Caesar now not too happy with this artifact location. But for those that don't know, apparently if Calvin knocks you, if you knock Calvin down to the bottom and you don't take care of him, he can shoot the Phazon Elite and activate his AI if you're in front of him. Yes, the artifacts are different sizes. They've been scaled down so that they don't like poke out of anything like main plaza tree or like I think Phazon Processing Center is another place that they could clip if they were full size. Oh no, Caesar has to go this way to get to PBC. Nanocite, meanwhile, is going through the frontal labs. And at this point, it's really Caesar's race to... Oh! I didn't know you could skip the cutscene from this side. It's probably a lot harder, but I didn't know you could get that far in the room without triggering that cutscene. That's very interesting. Elite Pirates, Phazon Elite, and even the Omega Pirate, where if you're not in their line of sight before they do their ready to fight animation, they would, they won't, actually start to attack you. We're going to see a PPC climb. Oh boy. I always like watching how people tackle this climb. Ooh. Oh, turret knocked him off. Yeah, that can happen if you're not fast enough. I expect he'll probably kill the turret out of frustration now. Frustration and to make sure that it doesn't do that again. It looks to be exactly what he's doing, yeah. Having some trouble locking onto it, though. There you go. Nanocite. So first, very nicely done. So you can skip the fight trigger and control tower here. And it's actually better for you to do that because it's better for you to do that because it changes a few layers. Most notably in monitor station, if like it changes it to have jetpack pirates. I couldn't think of the name. Jetpack pirates in the monitor station instead of the puffers. Caesar now going to be able to do his PPC climb uninterrupted. Oof. Ooh! The longer Caesar takes to get this climb, the more time it gives Nanocite to catch up. Oh. Yeah, Caesar's having quite a few troubles with this climb. It can be tricky if you aren't very well practiced in it. Oh, falling again. He didn't fall as far, though, so doesn't waste as much time. Nanocite, meanwhile, just got his 4th artifact, I believe. Caesar decided to just do it the vanilla casual way. This guy's a fusion suit. Caesar finally gets out, though, and is leaving mines. And I would expect him to go through Twin Fires to get to the front of Andrana very quickly and get his last artifact. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. You could, but generally not recommended. I mean, if you realize that you're missing a check and you're near Artifact Temple, I would personally just take a little bit of extra time to get that last check. But if you're pretty far away from it, then I could understand like doing a phase-on suit-esque con. Caesar doing a very nice job at getting the R-jump on the way back. Nanocite getting his ice spreader. Could be useful if he's not too confident with his snipes on Exo. Caesar double checking short tunnel. At the same time, Nanocite getting his 5th artifact. And I don't believe that Nano has gotten supers. He exited labs through the back, so he hasn't been towards oh wait, no, yeah, he did. He was in Frost Cave. Never mind. I'm mixing seeds up. Never mind me. Oh, sorry. Phase-on suit is in a transport tunnel. Gravity chamber. Now, is that Wave Buster in the gravity chamber? That is. That's Wave Buster. So we know the location of all the beam combos except for Flamethrower. We still don't know where that is. So, unfortunately, I don't think our run is going to be validated this time, guys. Making quick work of these baby Sheegoths. Plasma Beam is a very powerful weapon, though he did just get frozen. Caesar nuking that Sheegoth, and he has his 6th artifact now, and is going to make his way to final bosses. Nanocite very nicely getting the climb up this room, whose name I forget, and is about to get his phase-on suit. So he's in go mode now, but he unfortunately doesn't know where the last artifact is. We'll see where he goes to try and... He's probably going to just look for it. Opting not to risk the progress check, which is we know is a good move. He doesn't yet. Oh, I don't think he knows. He's about to find out though. Yeah, I think he just realized he's missing a hint. Yeah, I know how this feels. I've done this exact mistake before. 1, 2... Yeah. Man. You know what? Put some F's in the chat for Nanocite. I know exactly what that feels like. Asder, no. Just no. The missing one is the bottom of Elite Research with the phase on Elite. So not only has Nanocite missed a check, but its location is in an area that people generally don't want to go to if they don't have to. And it looks like he's still not going that way. So, at this point, it's really just looking like Caesar's race. He might be going over a fraction bolt. In the meantime, Caesar is starting the Ridley fight. We'll see if he gets flyby skip. He does not. So there's one frame where if you shoot Ridley before he starts this flyby transition, he'll just pop right back up and immediately land. Saves about 30 seconds, I believe? However long these swoops take. And then, if you also weren't aware, more boost ball does 50,000 damage per frame. Ridley ground phase is weak to it, or vulnerable to it at least. And Ridley only has about 1,000 to 2,000 health. The damage is capped though, so you can't just outright kill Ridley with a boost ball, though that would be wonderful. And this ground phase, very nicely done snipe, but he gets the invincibility glitch. When Ridley does his charge attack on this ground phase, he'll bring his hand up to try and block his mouth, like he's showing off here, but you can aim so that you'll hit him before he goes into that charge. If you time it wrong though, this happens, where you'll just be invincible. But nicely done, despite the, I think it was despite the 3 invincibility glitches. We're getting some audio crackling from that, from Caesar's stream. Game can't take the death of Ridley. Ridley apologist. Yeah, Nanocite is heading over to Artifact Temple here. Caesar, meanwhile, entering Impact Crater now. About to start the end of the game. Yeah, there's the one he missed. And he's not going to be happy with that location either. So Caesar doing a slope jump to skip about half of the climb here. Gets up there, very nicely done. I can guarantee you he won't ever make that mistake. I've made that mistake once before, and it didn't cost me the race, but it's haunted me. So the Exo fight, it's split up into 4 sub-chambers. He'll be weak to a different beam during each sub-chamber. First sub-chamber, it's power and wave beam. Next sub-chamber adds ice beam. Next sub-chamber after that adds plasma beam. And then on sub-chamber 4, he can just do whatever he wants. He will not press F for you. You will be the one pressing the F. Caesar doing a good job on sub-chamber 1 though. Getting a wave beam though. You generally don't want to see that. Wave beam is the weakest of the 4 beams, even when charged. It does have the benefit of locking on, but it's still the slowest beam and you don't really want to see it. And Caesar's going to be trying to... Very nicely done, he gets that snipe. So, Exo also, near the end of his charge, will... Oh, going through the ice burst right here, okay. Exo, when near the end of his charge, he'll become vulnerable to the last beam again. And you can use that to get a little bit of extra damage on the next phase of the fight. Sub-chamber 3 now. We'll see how this goes for him. Starts off with an ice beam. Now, important to know, Ice Spreader does end the phase immediately, but this freezing animation that's happening actually loses the time that just getting the 2 snipes would save, because Ice Beam does 1.5 times more damage to Metroid Prime. Presumably for lower reasons than Metroid Prime is a Metroid. I believe he got that snipe. Very nicely done. Now, Sub-Chamber 4, like I said, Prime can do whatever he wants in Sub-Chamber 4. It can change beams at random, it can charge at random, it can shoot grenades at you at random, and it can even double in speed at random. It is very easily the worst sub-chamber of the fight. And it actually looks like it's doing the turbo speed right now. Yeah, he would have gotten, had Prime been going at normal speed, That, I can guarantee you that super missile would have connected, but it just barely missed. And there's the beam switch that I was talking about. Opting to go for a super missile, probably for the tracking. Getting that super missile in, and it switches to plasma. And Ice Beam is the phase that he wanted to see here, because he can just launch an ice spreader into it, and that's it. The crab is dead and will turn into a squid. Yes, that's how biology works. Don't question me, guys. And Caesar is deciding to let us listen to the music of this fight. And he's doing a very good job at manipulating Essence's AI, which is to do nothing. If you do nothing, it's guaranteed to lay a pool in one of 4 locations. All 4 locations are very good for not getting pool skips. And then what we're going to see Caesar do is he's going to he's shooting his beams in a steady rhythm to cancel Exo's attacks. He kind of wants it to move here, though. That's a little too close to the... That was a little too close to the Exo there. And right there. So Exo is scripted to go through so many attacks before it lasers another pool. Doing these attack cancels adds one to the... It lets the attack counter go up, but it cancels the animation, so it just gets you to your next pool faster. And then you can unload the rest of the pool into him, and this is looking like a 4 pool. So now what he's doing is called pool canceling. He's going in and out of the pool to prolong the length of time that the pool is around for. The pool drains much slower while you're outside of it compared to in it. So he'll be able to get more damage in per pool. And of course, Metroid Prime, the troll that it is, survives on 1 health. So next pool is just going to be put a shot in, and that will be it. And Caesar getting the swag strat, not even bothering to change the visor, getting the snipe in, and he's finished with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 58 minutes, 53 seconds. There he is! GG, hey. Buddy. Congrats.
GG. Well, this was an interesting seed.
Very interesting, yeah. How did you feel about the backtrack that it forced you to do at the beginning for bombs?
I was laughing about it to myself. That was quite possibly the most backtracking I've ever had to do because I didn't have another choice.
Yeah. So, would you believe me if I told you that you were ahead for most of this?
Not sure. I feel like I made some decent routing decisions, but I also wasted a lot of time trying to get through labs and getting locked out, and then messing up PPC so many times.
Well, the reason why you were ahead for most of it, but the reason why was because Nanocite only scanned 4 of the 5 remaining hints left, and he didn't realize that he missed one until like after his 5th artifact.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, it's, and I've made that same mistake too, so I probably know how Nanocite feels about it right now.
I almost did that, but I'm like, wait a second, no, that was only 4, and then I found the one last one.
Yeah. And it was the elite research hint too that he missed, which is arguably the worst one of the
especially
5.
seeing it was the only thing that was needed in mines.
Yeah, which probably made it even worse. Yeah, other than that, you guys did diverge in routing early on too, even before the artifact hints.
How so?
You went to go get Charge Beam first, and he immediately went for Transport Tunnel B and the Artifact Temple.
Okay.
And then there was other smaller differences here and there.
Yeah, I just figured that because I didn't have a missile when I got bombs, that it would not be worth the time to take all those elevators.
Yeah.
And I figured that because I needed to kill Flagra, I could easily just route in going through there after my first pass through Magmor.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Space Jump Boots in Ruin Shrine before.
I've had it there in at least 2 of my tournament races.
So it's just a curse for you then, I guess.
Oh yeah. No seed that is associated with me is ever a good seed.
Yeah, Nanocite just left mines, got his 6
Oh,
artifacts.
unless Link generates the seed, in which case it's always good. But
yeah, what were your overall thoughts on the seed though?
The fact that we had Wave Beam in Alcove. No, that's not Alcove.
Arbor Chamber?
Arbor Chamber was fun. At least I figured it out as soon as I got Plasma. I'm like, okay, so it's almost certainly in that location. Because...
Yeah, that was actually really good deduction on your part. I would have probably personally went to Ice Temple. Chozo Ice Temple.
Well, I did check in there because I'd forgotten that there was a artifact, but that was before I had
Before
Plasma.
you had the Plasma Beam, yeah.
Oh, you mean you would have checked Chozo Ice Temple?
Yeah, I would have double backed.
Okay. Did Nanocite check what was in there?
No, I believe he did the same decision as you.
Okay.
I don't think he checked that until his trek back for the artifact.
Yeah. I considered fighting Thardus to get through to there because I felt like I could route out a little bit better. But I wasn't sure how quickly I'd be able to do it, and...
because I don't think you had Thermal Visor at that point.
I did. Because Thermal was in Life Grove Tunnel.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that's right. You did Life Grove Tunnel, and then...
And then bar skip to go through reverse...
That's right. Reverse frigate.
Nanocite getting that power bomb. I couldn't believe that bar skip attempt actually made it.
That was a very impressive first try.
Yeah, it did not look like I got in the right section of the bars, but hey,
that's the tricky thing.
I'm not complaining.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't complain either. But that's the tricky thing about bar skip is that you can feel like you're doing it right, but the time that you feel like you're gonna miss is the time that you'll get it. It's
which is why you should never bail on a bar skip attempt unless you just messed up getting a DBJ at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Gonna be honest, when I was doing my trek through mines, I was certain that because I hadn't picked up the artifact in Ice Chapel beforehand, that I was probably significantly behind.
Yeah, that was a little...
Which is part of the reason I had so much trouble climbing PPC.
Yeah. Yeah, that PVC climb looked like it was giving you quite a bit of trouble.
Yeah, I slipped off the standable spot at the very top twice, and then I missed the jump up once because the turret hit me.
Yeah, that turret is a bully sometimes if you're not fast enough.
I never checked what was behind the power bomb wall, did I?
I don't believe that you did, and I don't believe... Nanocite never actually went towards PPC, so...
Alright.
Yeah, we don't know. That could be Flamethrower, but we don't know.
Yeah. Unfortunate that neither of us get a valid run.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sorry you guys were only able to see Fusion Various suit for such a short amount of time.
Hey, that was a very early suit pickup.
Was there anything worthwhile in late Chozo? I don't think there was.
I don't believe that there was, no. For once, I don't think Lake Chozo actually had anything. Which is...
Magma Pull Ice Beam was nice, too.
Yeah, that was... I'll admit, I thought it was a beam combo at first, but... I mean...
Actually, I'm pretty sure... Oh! Nanocite falling here.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And he's not aiming for the right spot on the slope jump. You have to go for the corner.
Well, you can get it from there, but...
Yeah, but it's a lot less consistent.
Yeah, you have to get it from that edge. I think I've only ever gotten it from that little edge, though, but I'm weird with my consistency for some things.
Well, you have to get the slip jump off that ledge, but you have to get up onto the platform in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want it to happen a good bit of the time. Even though I had a lot of trouble with it, so I just bailed on it.
Yeah.
I did not like the fact that I managed to hit 3 out of 4 snipes on Ridley, and all of them had invincibility.
Yeah. Just a little late on those snipes.
Yeah, and I even hit one of them with a panic missile.
Yeah. You just didn't want to cooperate in that regard. But you did pretty well, considering the circumstances Ridley gave you.
Yeah. Messed up my positioning for the first pull on Essence, because Essence shows up on the edge of the pool closest to you, and I walked too far into the center of it, which made it spawn near the pool skip wall, and then Essence did not want to move.
No, it did not.
Yeah, that's basically what Cal 3 was doing.
And then, of course, it had to survive on 1 HP.
Yeah. I think either one more pull cancel or one less pull cancel and just draining might have done it.
Probably.
But considering the circumstances, a very short 4 pull isn't bad.
Yeah, and you even got the swag set of not even going into X-ray visor for the next pull either. You just looked up and shot.
Yeah, because you can see Essence for a bit, and it does move to that nearest side of the pool after it spawns it, so that's basically the only consistent time that you can easily find Essence without the right visor up.
Yeah. Ridley not being too nice to Nanocite right now.
Yeah.
3 dashes in a row. Oh, there we go. Oh, didn't hold the charge long enough. Ridley being very,
These were
very-
surprisingly nice artifact spots overall.
Yeah, I think the only one that was a little out of the way was Elite Research, and that's it.
Yeah.
Even then, it was like right next to Hydro Access Tunnel, so it's not even that bad.
Yep. And it was a pretty easy, or it was pretty easy to find Phazon suit because it was just right on the way to one of the other artifacts.
Yeah, transport access. I don't think I've ever seen an Elite Research artifact ever be on the bottom, ever be on the top, though. It's always, every seed I've seen, it's always on the bottom.
I usually see the exact opposite. But it's usually when the runner doesn't have X-ray and so doesn't check the top first.
Yeah.
Let's see if Nanocite gets hounded by the fission Metroids.
Yeah, the Fission Metroids were pretty nice to you.
Yeah, it's as long as you get the slope jump like first or sometimes a quick second try, they generally won't bother you.
And it's just a matter
But
of
it can be hard to manage that. Because it is a kind of weirdly shaped slope.
Yeah. Alright. Nanocite about to begin subchamber 1. We'll see how this goes. Oh,
So-
we got a wave buster.
Oh, nice. It was burning a lot of missiles on it.
Yeah. Like flamethrower, it burns out missiles, but it's considered more useful than flamethrower is because it has a lot.
It has a lot longer range. It also has that stun lock.
Though the stun lock doesn't quite work on Exo. But
Yeah.
very, very useful for wave troopers.
Extremely useful for wave troopers. Especially if you don't have much health or don't have any suits. Or you're doing damageless.
That's a meme I don't think I'll ever do. Oh, just a little too late.
And exactly 0 missiles.
Yeah.
Props to Nanocite for finishing it off.
Yeah. Getting that final boss practice in.
Yeah, a lot of people do not get enough practice on final bosses and the like.
Needs to stand a little farther back for those snipes, I think, though.
Yeah, and aim a little bit higher. He's also standing a little bit too far back to be able to consistently get the turnaround hits.
Yeah.
Which means that I guess he probably doesn't know the manipulation on Exo to get it to just do the melee attack repeatedly.
Yeah, probably not. So if you stand in front of Exo, it'll always decide to do its melee attack. If you jump like slightly to the side and then land in front of it, it'll just keep repeating that melee attack over and over.
It actually doesn't have to be to the side, but
Well, it's generally easier to dodge if you like go slightly to the side. But yeah, you are right.
Yeah, because it gives you a bit more leeway on the timing.
And it's very useful for sub-chamber 4 especially because it mitigates some of the randomness of that chamber sometimes.
Yeah, and of the entire fight in general.
Yeah.
Because there are some attacks where the animation just makes it difficult to actually hit, and there are two very consistent times when you can hit it during the melee attack.
Especially with the Ice Beam. Ice Beam is the strongest against Exo, but it's also the slowest moving beam, so it can be a little tricky to aim sometimes.
Ooh, taking 2 orbs.
Yeah, that's...
But funnily enough, getting kicked by Exo reduced the amount of knockback that he had to wait through.
Bit of irony there. Oh, getting hit by the... Oh, getting hit by it twice. That can be annoying. Especially on this
because it makes it impossible to lock on and takes away the one good thing about Wave Beam, which is hitting every time. Well, almost every time. And good. We decided to shoot down the orbs. And now he actually has enough missiles to get an Ice Spreader off if he needs to.
Ice Spreader and a Super Missile.
Yeah.
Very late for Plasma Beam in Sub-Chamber 3.
Yeah, which is unfortunate, because if you can get a couple snipes with Plasma Beam, like the turnaround and the charge, then you can knock Exo down to a charge beam or 2 with the 2 weakest beams.
It just... Plasma Beam and Ice Beam are just the 2 best beams for this fight. It shortens down subsequent phases by a lot.
Especially if you have Ice Spreader, then Ice Beam is easily the best for Exo. Just because it instantly ends phases and makes it very easy to skip phases that you don't want.
Although, if you are confident with your Ice Beam snipes, then it is generally faster to just do the snipes rather than hit it with the Ice Spreader.
Depends on what the next beam color would be.
Yeah.
If it's Power Beam, yeah, it can be faster if you hit 2 fully charged ice shots. I mean Power or Plasma. If it's Wave Beam, then it's slower to hit both of those and less consistent.
Oh, getting a beam change off of Plasma is always the worst feeling.
And into the worst beam.
Yeah. Changes back though.
How nice of Exo.
Yeah. He is definitely not far back enough for that snipe though.
Oh yeah, definitely not. And Wave Beam again. Jeez.
This has not been a good Exo. If it keeps giving him missiles though, quick Wave Buster would help out a lot though. But he doesn't have nearly enough for that to be useful.
I'm glad I didn't bother to do early wild this seed.
Oh, that's some bad luck there. plasma beam immediately into a charge.
Wow.
Wow.
But it'd be really bad luck as if after the second charge it turned into wave again. I called it.
Oh. Wow. Is this Exo or Ridley?
This is me being involved.
Finally takes Exo down, though.
Let's see if Nanocite will give us the music.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Surprised that you did.
Yeah, I've just noticed that the commentators always comment on it when people don't do it. And it's like, you know what? Waste like 5 seconds. There are worse things to waste 5 seconds on.
Nanocite's not giving us that pleasure. He is giving us the minute, though. And never mind.
Oh,
I got
well,
you, I got you, I got you.
he got. He might have gotten part of it, but yeah. Some people don't realize that it's not just the first movement that the minute counts for.
Yeah, no, it's like up until it's ready to lay the pool.
Yeah. Like if you can help it, you don't want to move much except for when it does its roar. Right before landing.
These shots are a little bit fast for the attack cancels. It looks like he's getting the rhythm down though. Okay, that was a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh! I got you. Oh, shit.
Ooh, not quite getting the immediate pickup on.
Oh, we made it.
But now he's getting it again. Starting out a little bit too quick again.
Yeah. Quickly adjusted though, so not too bad. That's actually very close for the third pool.
Ooh, it's gonna be hard to get full cancels off of that pool.
It is.
The collision in that specific spot is really bad.
Seems like he's
But
managing pretty well.
looks like he
though.
has it. With how much damage do you have, you'll need like another 4 pull cancels from what I'm seeing on the restream, and then you can drain it.
Oh,
But he's gonna run out of time.
Yeah. But he gets a very quick fourth pull, so all he has to do now is just lay the rest into him.
Yeah, he was able to get several attack cancels there,
Yeah.
even though he wasn't going for it. Still,
And that is
Salt.
it. And Nanocite
Serves
has
purpose.
finished with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 14 seconds.
yeah. For a little while, the seed looked like it might be sub 130, but
I never hold out how long a seed takes until I find my go mode. It can always do something to troll you.
rip. Nanocite can't come into the call this time, apparently.
Oh, he can't?
Yeah, he's just said it in the chat.
Oh!
That's unfortunate. So, GGT Nanocite, it's very unfortunate about that artifact hint mistake, not getting that last one. I've made that mistake before, so I know how that feels to realize you didn't get all your hints.
Yeah. If Nanocite's still in chat, he might be able to answer some questions. But I'm not seeing him in the stream chat. Oh, wait, no, he is there.
So, Nanocite, if you can hear me, what was the I have to figure out how I want to word this question. What was the reasoning behind after you got your missiles to immediately go back and check Artifact Temple and do that check first, rather than going through the rest of Chozo?
The screen flashing has something to do with being a console that's displaying it, and being in progressive scan mode. I also think it might have something to do with deinterlacing, but I don't remember quite right.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Well, progressive scan is the Wii/GameCube natively outputs video in roughly 480i, which is a older encoding than or display standard than 480p, and the P stands for progressive. So that's the difference between those two. It's just higher quality video.
Yeah.
And then deinterlacing is a thing that these games were built to with like CRTs and the like in mind, and interlacing is a thing that works with those older TVs, but it makes these games looking pretty bad. Like, you can see some extra scan lines, and things are blurrier on modern televisions and displays. So deinterlacing gets rid of that issue for you.
Yeah, if you've ever seen video game footage with those black lines over the game, that's interlacing. Deinterlacing gets rid of those lines. It just has to do with how the video feed is displayed. I'm going to presume that Nanocite has left the chat. So, any final thoughts?
Not the greatest seed. Could have played it a little bit better, probably. But overall, thought I did okay. Really unfortunate that Nanocite missed that one artifact hint. I feel like the race could have been a lot closer if he hadn't. But I guess I'll have to watch the VOD back to see how true that is.
Yeah, it is a very, very unfortunate.
Thanks to THK for commentating this race, and to Op82 for tracking.
Yeah. Be sure to follow our runners as well. Nanocite and MightyCaesar. Congrats again on winning the race, by the way.
And for those of you who are watching who never tried to commentate it or track with just one person on each, it's harder than it might seem. So props to them for doing a good job of that.
Yeah. And we also have a Discord for the Metroid Prime Randomizer. If you join that, we can help you with getting set up, give you some beginner tips, everything like that. We're more than happy to help out. Schedule is there as well for the next races. I believe the next race is scheduled is actually my race versus Lane tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Then after that, I forget who is that, but the next race after that is at 4 p.m. on Saturday. And
You gonna keep letting that boy shoot.
I
You gonna
believe
keep
that is
letting.
all of our bases covered post-interview.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a good night. And yeah, just enjoy your evening.